Man, listen, I'm feeling so favored right now, bro. How many people can say, man, by their second episode, they already had two Hall of Fames, two legends, man. And tonight I was blessed, man. I'm telling y'all, if you're looking at me and I'm looking a bit disheveled, first of all, this is a working man's uniform, okay? If my collar is stretched, that means I had stuff to do. But, man,
working.
You know we working. And listen, while I was working, man, and I'm going to tell y'all, because I'm not going to give you no fluff. I'm going to give you the story. And, first, before I say that, I'm going to say thank you to Wjzz Cool TV.
Always.
You are watching I Was There, hosted by, me, VP Vito Benny. You know what I mean? But I was here at work, man, and I just realized I haven't heard my brother's voice. And this is true, because if you think about the first thing I said, I just realized I haven't heard, and I'm called like, what's up, man? Are you good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So first of all, before we go into anything going on in the future, let's talk about that, brother. Alexander Morris, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm a lot better now. Just taking care of myself, getting my body back in order. I had to deal with hereditary issues. My father and my grandfather suffered from severe cardiomyopathy, which is basically when your heart has the tendency to develop blood clots because of plaque. So it's not necessarily something that you're doing or that you're not doing.
Right.
It's just a hereditary situation, and because of it, it affects the what they call the infraction rate of your heart, which is the beat per minute that your heart pumps. You're not supposed to be below 60.
I hear serious.
Yeah,
What the hell?
Your infraction rate is not supposed to be below 60.
Wow.
Mine was 10.
What? So all right. So what do they tell you? Like if you say it's nothing you do, it's nothing you don't. What do they tell you to change or help? I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I exercise consistently. I don't eat a lot. I barely eat red meat. I don't eat. You're scaring a lot of people because you sound like a guy on top of his game.
I am on top of my game. I literally you saw me all throughout last year up here doing the shows and different things. And you've never known me to be a big guy.
Right, exactly.
I'm big in the sense I'm broad and I'm tall, but
right.
I'm not
heavy
in that regard. But just in January, I got back on what I call my tour regimen because I knew the Four Tops were getting ready to go back on tour and get back into that flow. So I started streamlining my body back in pocket for tour. And between January, the middle of January, and the second week of May, I dropped like 34 pounds. Okay. So I stay streamlined.
Like you meant to?
Mentally.
Okay.
That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard for me to drop weight. I used to be 375 pounds. I got that weight off of me around 2010, 2011, and I've kept it off going on 13 years.
Okay.
So your body's going to fluctuate weight-wise here and there, but within 15 pounds or 20 pounds of any type of weight, I'm going to drop.
Yes.
Because doing what I do for a living as consistently as we move around, the tops average 110 to 125 shows a year. So that's many times you're doing 3, 4, 5 shows a week, including 10, 14, 12, 9 hours in between cities.
Now listen, I want to make sure the people is with us. I want to make sure y'all know when this man said the tops, I want to make sure they understand who they hearing. Okay, now when you say the tops, sir, what are we talking
about? The Four Tops from Motown,
and we talking about the lead right here. Blessing the kid. Listen, y'all, blessing me. Sometimes
my nephew. What you want me to say?
All right, continue. I just had to make sure.
When you carry that type of a load, and that's just one aspect of your career. Yeah. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll is not going to allow you to do that consistently for
you're gonna
a
hit
long
a wall.
period of time. Hit a wall, dude, you're gonna go off the cliff.
Man, and it's gonna come like that.
You have to. There's a discipline that you have to have. Because when you have people that are paying their hard-earned money to support what you do by coming to your shows, buying your product, they expect you to bring your A game. Yeah. They're not necessarily though people are compassionate. When I've spent my money, they're not trying to hear excuses why you're not.
This
up
is
to
right.
par.
Yeah. They want to see a show.
They want to see a show.
Yeah.
Not knocking our younger generation, because I think every generation has a sound.
Yeah.
But we're not the auto-tune generation.
Exactly. This is coming from me.
Right. We're not the...
not hating on them. Not hating on them. That's just not where they from.
Right. We're not the singing on top of a pre-sequenced vocal track.
That's right.
What you hear is what we're singing live.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. So it was an hour show or hour and 30-minute show. Every vocal you hear is Duke Fakir, Lawrence Payton Jr., Ronnie McNair, and Alexander Moore.
So how do you prepare for that now? Understanding you gotta monitor yourself a little bit, cause you know we talk off cuff. You like, I'm just gonna open my mouth
and sing, cause that's what I do. Well, for me, it's two things. One, my life is clear and my life is clean.
Okay.
So I don't have the proclivities that many have. My body's not fighting through alcoholism. My body's not fighting through a drug addiction. My body is not fighting through multiple female relations and habits.
I got one wife. Right. I hear
That's
you.
It.
Bless you, brother.
You follow what I'm
bless
saying?
her,
I'm
bless
not
that
knocking
queen.
anybody for what anybody does.
Right.
Live your life. But I have a God to answer to.
Number one.
And I'm not the person, am I perfect? No, but I am not the person that is going to create an image that is not real. What you see is what you get.
But did that make it harder? Because you don't have these vices. So it's just...
It's not that it makes it hard. I put it to you like this. If doing right is what you want to do, it's not hard to do that.
I'm talking about monitoring the health and with the singing and stuff.
Doing right.
Wow. Okay.
It's not hard when that's what you want to do. You do what is necessary in order to be able to present your gift, your talent, whatever it is, at its highest.
And it shouldn't be hard.
It's when you're fighting against vices and trying to make room for things that subsequently diminish your ability. I don't have those issues.
So now
I'm not saying that I've never had them.
Right.
At 50, I don't have them.
So open my mouth and sing.
Open my mouth and sing. Why? Number one, I trust God for everything. Number two, I master my craft. So I don't have to go out and prove every night that I can do this. If I couldn't do it, I wouldn't have the job.
There we go. Now, is that energy infectious on your crew? Like, do they see like, damn, Alex he pushing?
They call me a gym rat.
So they see it.
Yeah, they call me a gym rat.
Gym rat.
A gym rat.
Okay. Y'all learning this. Y'all thought he wasn't in there?
Our manager, John Bowers, who's my heart, I love him to death. John said we were in Fantasy Springs, in Palm Springs, California, and he says, I finally got who you are. He said, you're a gym rat.
Yeah.
He said, when you're on the road, if nobody's in sound check, you're in sound check. You're here, you work hard as anybody up here, if not harder than most.
Right.
When you're at home, you're in a studio session somewhere,
you work
writing records, producing records.
Addicted to the game.
That's what you do until we back on the road again to do what you do all over again. That's because this is who you are. This is what you do. My love is music at its highest level.
Yeah. So I gotta give it that much.
I don't have the... Going out for me is spending time with my family.
Yeah.
And taking my hind parts home.
Yeah. That part.
You follow what I'm saying?
Do what you gotta do,
there,
and get back to the fam.
You know what I'm saying? I've been there, done that. That's not my thing.
Right.
My thing is, if it's not going to increase you, there's only one opposite. If it doesn't increase, it's going to do what?
It's going to decrease you.
And for me, I'm too old in the game from a standpoint of experience. And then, truthfully, this is a young man's game.
Do you try to teach that lesson to the young man that's bullheaded and saying, I'm not worried about that right now?
I'm never going to I'm never going to try to force my thoughts, my will, or my opinions on another grown man.
That part.
Sometimes experience is the best teacher because you can't deny what you've been through. If a person is open to me and they're open to listen, open to learn, because I'm still learning. But if a person is willing to listen, willing to learn, and they want to know how did you get here to do this, or how do you do this to this extent, or how do you stay relevant and stay current. If you got time to listen, I got time to tell you what I know from my position and from my perspective. There's nothing 100% but God. So do I know everything? No, but what I do know, I know well.
Okay.
So if a person is willing to listen and they're asking me questions that I can field, in other words, that I can answer, anything I got, you got, because it's my job as the generation in front of you to make sure that you have the tools and necessities that you need to win. I need you to be successful.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the problem that we have a lot of times in the music industry, is that we have a tendency to hoard knowledge and information because we have especially as a culture, we have a crab in the bucket syndrome. We don't recognize there's enough out here for everybody, and we actually have more power together than we do separate. A hand is a hand, fingers are fingers, and they each have their own operation in picking up and grabbing something. But if you want to hit something,
you got to close that hand.
You got to close that hand, and every part of that hand, every tendon, every nerve, every muscle, every corpuscle, every element of skin, every element of bone, every element of the joints, every element of gristle, every element of blood that comes through forms into one. And if you know actually how to hit, it's not the long hit that does the power. It's the short punch that does the power when you're able to know how to acclimate your shoulder, your chest,
everything
your leg
into
that punch.
Listen, man, I'm about to close my fist right now. Hold on. Let me unite my fingers and get the station identification drop out the way, because we about to get into something. And I pulled up some stuff. I see change coming. I see
that's the January album.
Look, I'm listening. No, I didn't push play. Listen, y'all. You are watching. You are listening to I Was There, hosted by me, VP Vito Benny. Listen, man, on Wjzz Cool TV. I hope you guys are listening. I hope at some point you tune in. And if you like what you're listening to, if you feel what you're digging, like, share, subscribe, man.
Share, and subscribe to
my nephew. Listen, you talk about Alexander Morris in the house. And before we get into this music, right? You got somewhere to be. Right, this ain't a lazy night for you. You came through, and so what's coming up? What's happening with the Tops?
Oh man, well we on the road tomorrow. We on our way to Orkney Springs, Virginia, to do the Shenandoah Music Festival, and then we get ready to hit the road hard from Burbank all the way up to Northern California, coming back DC.
Did you hear that? Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Did you hear that?
Go down.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Okay, all right. How do you plan? Now, I don't want you to answer from the right now. You seasoned. You a vet. Answer it from a point of you doing it now. You tour. You probably got one down now. You going on tour. You know a little something. So how do you prepare, knowing, okay, I'm about to be gone for this long. I'm about to have to go to this place. I'm about to be displaced from my home for this long. Walk us, for all you guys who are aspiring to be entertainers, actors, singers, musicians, anybody who have to take you away from your home. I want you to understand. Listen to this part, because this has nothing to do with him singing and dancing on the stage. I want you to tell us about the most important part, and that's the preparation for the show. How do you prepare to do something like that, man? That's a big chunk of your life sacrifice.
Preparation starts. There's a difference between rehearsal and practicing.
Okay.
Rehearsal is a combined effort between you and those that are involved in the show. Practicing is what you do personally on an everyday basis. I practice every day. 2 hours of every day, I'm working on songs that the Tops perform on stage or off, or that we're in the process of getting ready to perform. We're talking about 65 years of material. You're not gonna learn that overnight.
And
You're going from Bernadette, people are searching for the kind of love we possess. You're going from that to it's the same old song with a different feeling since you've been gone.
Oh my God.
But then you're making a left turn and you're doing, let's take it nice and easy.
That's a different vibe.
Be so easy
for
us to fall in love. Hey, baby,
you
what's
make me
your
feel like I'm blessed.
You know,
I was there,
you go
y'all.
from that to songs like MacArthur Park.
Okay.
You know, which is one of the most prolific and most dramatically written and scored songs ever. Spring was never waiting for us, girl, but it ran one step ahead as we followed in a dance. Beneath the parted pages and were pressed in love's hot favorite iron, like a striped pair of pants.
Now your body moving when you singing
Right.
this. So
Like
when you
Arthur
say
Park
practice, you
yeah, it's because there's a difference between somebody that sings with conviction versus somebody that's singing because they just have an ability. If you can't identify with what you're singing, then you're going to lose the audience. Because people know the difference
they zero
when
in on
you
that.
singing because you know how to sing versus when you're singing and your heart, your passion, and your conviction is involved because you identify with what you're singing. You follow what I'm saying? There's
It's
a
in here.
difference.
It's not
It's in
just
here
you're not
because
just reading something off.
Right. It calls to your experience.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? It calls to your experience. Certain real music, whether it's hip hop or whether it's jazz. When I say real music, I mean music that is birthed out of the struggle, that is birthed out of the experiences of your life.
Right.
That are birthed out of the experiences of someone else's life, but you connect to it. That type of music, that realness, calls you to recollect.
Right.
And it'll so you can hear certain songs will take you right back to a very specific moment, a specific time, a specific relationship, a specific girl, a specific fight.
But that's where the emotion and the cadences come from, because you pulling this out. You pulling it out.
Exactly.
Wow.
So preparation for me is doing the fundamental work, meaning the vocal exercises and things like that. Preparation for me is practicing knowing the lyrical content, also learning and knowing the phrasing and the phrasing and the timing of a song.
Right. Important, because that's the performance. That's the performance.
For example, Levi Stubbs, whose place I stand in, you'll never hear me declare myself as the lead singer of the Four Tops, because there's only one lead singer.
Shout out
Levi Stubbs.
Shout out to Levi Stubbs.
I sing lead for the Four Tops in honor of Levi Stubbs.
I hope y'all listening, man. I hope y'all listening, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is character you hearing in this man's statements.
So, to do that, I had to study him without becoming an imitator or an emulator.
That's right, because that's not what you want to do. To honor him, you have to be the best version of yourself. Right.
But for the sake of continuity and for the sake of keeping the songs true to how they were written and the expression, I have to know him.
That's it.
So I had to learn to listen to him from a different set of ears. I learned that Levi Stubbs, what made his sound so amazing and so great was most people that are rhythmically inclined, we sing and we clap on the 2 and the 4.
Right.
Levi Stubbs was so phenomenal. Levi Stubbs sung on the 1 and the 3. He pushed on the 4 to catch the 1.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
We would say, Bernadette, people are searching for the kind of love that we possess.
Sound right to me.
And some go on.
I'm jamming.
Searching their whole life through and never find a love I found in you. If I sung it on the 2 and 4, which is natural to us, I would be late and the chorus would already have come in.
Oh, shit. I was jamming.
Because what he's doing is, Bernadette, people are searching for the kind of love that we possess, and some go on living their whole life through and never find the love I found in you. When I speak of you, I see envy in other men's eyes. And I'm well aware of what's on their mind.
Yeah, that's different.
It sound, but when you hear it all together, it sounds
heavy.
like he's singing one thing, but actually he's singing the total opposite.
He's singing the same, but it's how he's. I see what you're saying.
He's singing it.
I see what you're saying.
And that's what gave the Tops the uniqueness in their sound and him as the lead singer, because he sounded similar to what was heard, but was not easily duplicated, because that's a different style of singing.
Let's ride off that, because I want to know, because I got you in the room. I want to ask a question. So you understand that man got a fan base that's through this roof, right?
Man, please, come on.
And you sitting here, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You sitting here in this stand. Now, some people who understand the art. Hey, man, this dude's honoring this, keeping it going with the Tops. But then it's them haters, boy. This ain't.
And I let them hate. It's their right to. That's what makes this country great.
Break it down, because some of us be wanting to choke the hell out of them.
Yeah,
like, let this man be great.
My daughters were the two of them that wanted to choke folks.
Yeah.
But I had to tell my daughters, I said, no, baby, you can't do that. Nothing is 100% but God. So if you are expecting everybody to love and like what you do, then you the fool. They don't have to like your dad.
Listen.
And I don't expect them all to like your dad.
Listen.
But do I care if they like me? No, I don't. Because I got the job.
That's right.
So the ones who count, that make the decisions, felt that I was a good person to be in the position and that I could convey what was required.
Yeah.
A person who is a lover of music can only hate for so long.
Yeah.
Because my dad used to say, time is a teller of all truths.
Right.
I ain't got to like you to have to respect what you do. And I have had those say, he's no Levi Stubbs, but you can't take it away from him. The kid can sing.
That boy get busy.
He don't sound nothing like Levi, but Levi would be proud.
Yeah, and he not trying to.
And I'm not trying to.
Right.
My prayer was, God, build me a pair of shoes of my own that would honor him. Because to fill his shoes, that's an epic fail. Because
don't even go in with that thought.
So let me go. Let me stand on his shoulders.
Do you think that's? And I'm just asking questions from fam. Do you think it's harder to break through in the listener's mind coming in the I don't mean to say coming in the game that way, but in the game that way versus having your own where you started everything from the tip top. You see what I'm trying to say?
It's your thing that you start from the top. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything of you but you.
Right.
But when you step into a legendary situation that has already been established,
okay,
you got to understand this. The year I was born, the Tops are already number one on the charts.
Slapping.
Nature Planned It came out in 70. I wasn't born till 71.
Right. I hear you.
They was already on top of the world.
They was already
the
doing
year I
it.
was born.
Yeah.
They were superstars and icons. I can't compete with that. So I don't try to. I honor that, because without them, I would have never had the chance to become a part of them.
But please tell me there's room for your music though. You putting out music.
There's always gonna
be
room for my music.
I mean, but you making music, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But
I need some
There's always room for good music.
Right.
And I did not have to forsake who I am.
That's right.
Or drop what I do to only be this.
Right. I can do all this.
Because all of those things are the things that prepared me to be able to do this.
My guy.
You follow what I'm saying? At that point, it's just learning time and priority. And learning how to work smarter and not harder. I'm at a place in the stage of my life where at one time, I'm not turning down nothing but my collars. I'm at a stage in my life now where if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm not doing it.
That's it.
And it's not always a money thing.
What makes that make sense?
It may be helping somebody. It may be giving back. It may be sharpening me in an area that I don't have a lot of experience in because I haven't had the opportunity to do it.
Okay.
So doing it sharpens my game, which makes me more viable. You follow what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah.
So that's what makes it worth it. The dollar figure doesn't make it worth it for me.
That's just the icing on the cake, or that's just the
I can shine with the best
that's
of them.
it.
You follow what I'm saying? There's not a piece of jewelry that if I want it, I can't get it. That's real.
Oh,
and ain't got not nan stone on it.
He talking to y'all. I know this man. I
ain't
know
got
what it is.
Got
with
nan
this
stone
man.
on it.
Not nan one, but you can't just go
But you
pick
can't
that.
just go get that.
You can't just go get that.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me listen. I want to get into some of the fashion, because ever since I know you, dog, you known for switching that shit up. I seen you come in this bitch with a jacket on with spikes. This is a true story. He know it's in his closet. Look, y'all, thank you. You are watching. I was there on Wjzz Cool TV, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. Now y'all hear us laughing. Y'all hear us vibing. If you feel it, like, share, and subscribe. You did, though. So, look. I was one of them people, bruh. Before look, my grandfather was a writer from Motown. I love it. I love music.
Your grandfather was one
right.
of the greatest
But
ever do
before I really, you love the fashion and the costumes and stuff. So is a stage presence as important as it was before? Like the way they used to put that shit together.
It never left.
Okay,
Y'all's
so break
generation just damned it to hell.
We did okay, y'all. We did okay.
No, y'all wanted to go sagging and drawers hanging out and everything is a white tee and jeans.
Bro, y'all had on blouses and fishnet before that, though. Come on, man.
We didn't have on blouses and fishnet. No,
partner.
Minneapolis had on blouses and fishnet. You ain't nobody in the D.
Nobody had that. Nobody. Okay,
and I'm not knocking Minneapolis because I love their sound. I love what they do.
Shout out to Minneapolis,
and
man.
At the end of the day, every music has its own character.
Yeah.
And in that, you can be who you want to be.
Okay.
There's a difference in being eclectic in style.
Yeah.
That creates fashion. There's a difference between that and being unconcerned about your presentation.
Yeah. That's true.
There's a difference.
Right, that's true. Sagging is unconcerned.
That's unconcerned.
Yeah.
Most of the times we don't understand a lot of what we consider to be fashion.
No, that started somewhere. Deeper than prison.
And it's deeper than prison.
Thank you for that, sir. And I know you know.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
I got
intellectually. You've always heard, like, for example, wearing hats.
Mm-hmm.
You don't wear hats inside of a building. No, blacks weren't allowed to wear hats inside of a building.
Know your history.
Whites could wear hats inside of a building. The size of your hat in colonial times was a representation of your status in the community. Ergo, the top hat.
Ergo, we can't wear it.
But we couldn't wear top hats.
I got you.
But that's why Abraham Lincoln's hat was 2.5 to 3 feet tall above his head.
School him. I was there, baby.
Because
I wasn't at that time.
There's nobody with grander stature than the president.
Right. That's right. So his hat was taller. I never knew that, sir.
We were told to take our hats off because that was us paying homage and humility to our masters and our owners. Their heads are always covered. We had to uncover ours to show our diminished capacity of thought.
Inferiority.
Bingo.
Our place. I got you. Do you now? Is that right here in the front of your mind when you represent us as a people and as a culture? My guy.
I've been through my share of racial issues, but also the one thing that we have to learn is there's a difference between being racist and being racial.
Okay. Hold on. School me. I just got I said okay, but that was like a lie. That's okay. School me on that.
Racial deals with upbringing and culture, with a misunderstanding from lack a fellowship.
Okay, so I'm not around them to know them. I just know what I'm taught.
Basically.
Bless. Okay.
So they don't know when a person doesn't know when they are being disrespectful.
If they don't know.
If they don't know, because they don't have interaction with.
And that's racial.
That's racial. They weren't intending to be racist.
Racist is with intent.
Racist is when you do something against another person with knowledge, intent to cause malicious hurt.
Okay.
Because you despise their skin color, their religion, their background. There's a difference between being racist and being racial.
They both look the same a little bit now.
Look the same, ain't the same.
It ain't the same. It ain't the same. I hear you.
Our ignorance makes racial and racist the same thing, and that's an unlearned ignorance on our part.
So we don't have empathy for the fact that
we don't
they
have
live
empathy. They didn't grow up with us.
Wow, I never looked at it like that because you're reacting, right? We're naturally reacting.
We're reacting.
If somebody say something, I don't give a damn what your reason is.
We're reacting.
Right. But you're saying we're reacting because we don't have that.
Because we don't have that. See, I know the difference.
Yeah.
I was the kid that grew up too white to be black and too black to be white.
I was about to have a drink too.
I went to Country Day. I went to Detroit Country Day School in the 70s, bro. When from kindergarten to 12th grade, all minorities put together equals 4%.
And in the school?
In the school. You know Detroit Country Day, that's where Chris Webber came from.
Yes.
I was at Country Day when Country Day...
considered one of the top...
I was at Country Day when Country Day was the number 2
it was
college
that's what
preparatory
I'm
school
saying.
in the
It was
country.
considered one of the top schools.
They were number 2 in the country when I went to Country Day. I started going to Country Day in 1976. First grade.
Okay.
My friends were white. 6 hours out of my day was spent with Caucasians. My friendships, my intellectual, my ability to understand and to speak the King's English properly came from a higher level of education than the average minority of my time.
That's
so
key.
I'm growing up, and at school, I'm hearing Toto, Led Zeppelin, Duran Duran, Megadeth. I'm hearing the Grease soundtrack. I'm hearing Simon and Garfunkel. I'm hearing all of these great artists.
Accidentally getting cultured to all these different things.
No, but it wasn't by accident. My parents purposely paid $6,000 a year for me to go there.
That part.
It wasn't accident.
That part.
But my father's church was in Highland Park on 2nd and Grand in the hood.
That's right. He didn't take you too far away. He made
you
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I grew up on 6 Mile.
Blessed. Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Because I had to learn both sides if I was going to be successful in today's world.
Yeah.
And I had to learn what's the difference between racial and racist. They say that it takes a village to raise a child. I'm one of those that's honest enough to say not every person in my village was black.
Preach.
I've got family that are not family by blood, but they've been more family to me than my own family, and they're of another race and culture.
Would you say that your base, your supporters, your fans, what would you say that percentage would be?
The same.
I was thinking the same thing. So wow.
The same.
Wow.
But they learned cultural dynamics from me as well as I did from them. So our conversations are different. Our understandings are different, and our families and how our families came together are different. I don't go into a situation already prejudging a person because of their skin color. And I don't take every opportunity to bash you because I can.
That's right.
We were in Jacksonville, Florida, and we had 3 days off. We was in heaven. We had thought about going to the beach, but we said, you know what? We're going to stick close to the hotel. They had a gorgeous pool, everything. So myself, Devon Hawkins, who is our sound tech.
Let's go. Shout out to Hawkins.
Turhan Terrell, who was Earl Van Dyke Jr. His father was the founder of the Funk Brothers.
Shout out to him. I know those guys. I know that name.
Kyle Wright, one of the most phenomenal drummers, our drummer, one of the drivers of our tour bus, 2 family members that were there and came to hang out with us. Dula, which is Duke Fakir Jr.
Yeah.
All of us were down at the pool. Now, some have dreads, some have twists, some are clean cut like I am.
Yeah.
But we all black.
Hey.
Some of us got tats, whatever. So we were down at the pool, and we had a little stereo, like most people do, not playing anything loud, not playing anything obscene. Actually, we had it on one of the radio stations. So on the other side of the pool, there was an older Caucasian couple. Well, you could tell it bothered them in the beginning that there were these young black, thuggish looking
That's right.
guys.
Yeah.
in the pool.
Because that's all they see.
But they didn't know how to come over and ask us, could we turn the music down or could we turn it off? So the older lady came over, and her segue was to use music as a way.
Okay, all right. I'm not mad
But
yet.
her thing was to let us know that in her day, her and her sister would go to what they call a blind pig or a speakeasy.
Yeah.
And they might be the only 2 whites in the whole building seeing Chuck
Yeah.
Berry and all of these.
Yeah.
That was the only dynamic that she had
To
that she
enter
could
that
use
door.
Right.
And that was important.
And so for
Yeah.
her, she didn't know just how to just say, can you gentlemen turn the music down?
I hear you, though.
Her thing was let me school you on what real music is.
That's what I'm saying. I hear
So
you,
then she
though.
begins to say, you don't know about real music. See, I grew up on Motown and da-da-da-da-da.
Talking to y'all.
Right. Now, I'm 6'3".
Talking to y'all.
I'm not small.
Yeah.
In this huge pool, I'm the only person in the swimming pool. She's talking to our sound tech, and she's going on about the Four Tops and the Temptations. And
Oh, my God.
So, Devo says, he said, so you like the Four Tops? She was like, yeah. She said, but I know you don't know nothing about that. That's not, you know nothing about that music.
Shots fired.
Da-da-da-da. And he said, huh.
Right.
He said, well, if you really like the Four Tops, he said, you see that guy in the swimming pool? He said, that's the lead singer of the Four Tops.
Right.
Again,
See, like,
I'm the only person
see, like,
in the whole pool.
Oh.
And this is me in the pool, and she did this.
Shout out to Karen.
She's looking, trying to see, where is he?
Right.
And she said, there's no Four Tops
She
in the...
can't fathom that.
And he
Now,
said...
I'm listening.
Right there. She said, you talking about the guy with the tattoos and the gray patch? He said, yeah, he said he sings lead for the Four Tops. She said, no, he doesn't. He pulled up his phone. He says, I'm a sound tech. He said, and you've heard of the Funk Brothers. She was like, yeah. He said, this is Earl Van Dyke Jr.
That's when the flex
That's
bomb
Duke
dropped
Fakir,
right
that's
there.
Duke Fakir Jr.
Right.
This lady bounded over in the pool. I had to catch her to keep her from falling up under the water.
Embarrassed.
And I said, how are you?
You know, that's it.
And we began
That's
to talk.
it.
And I talked to her for about 30 minutes.
She probably was cool.
And
as that.
when she got ready, and she got up out the pool, and I guess so she could finally go tell her husband why she's been over here talking for so long. And when she got up, I said, that's Duke Fakir Jr. I said, that's the original son. I said, make sure he has your information. And when we come to your area, I said, we'll have tickets for you to come to the show.
You got to, because that moment, bro, that was so, because you saw it in her. It took courage to make that walk, and then she handled it with care to open that door first.
When we got ready to leave,
right.
when
Shout
she
out
left
to
and went
Karen.
over, one of our drivers, he never looked up from his phone. He said, that was very graceful of you. He said, because you could have handed her face.
Yeah,
I said, yeah,
right.
I
But
could have.
come on,
I
who
said,
would
but-
I have been to do
I said,
that?
but I would never get another chance to teach her one valuable lesson. I said, because I promise you this, I could have been an asshole,
Yeah.
and then I would have become vilified, and I would have been everything that she thought that I was. And it would have not just spoken for me, but it would have spoken for all of us.
Yeah.
I said, I would never have that chance again. I said, but the one thing I can promise you this, she'll never look at a group of young blacks the same again. I said, because she's embarrassed.
Okay.
When we got to that city, maybe 3 or 4 months later, her tickets were there.
Of course.
And when I came on stage, her and her husband was standing back there. And I greeted him, shook her hand, kissed her cheek. Did you enjoy the show?
Yeah, and she's still looking like a ghost hitter.
And she said, can my husband and I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
I said, yes, ma'am. So we stepped into the green room. And I pushed the door up. And I turned around, and she had tears gathering under her chin.
Bless.
And she says, my husband and I, she said, but especially me, we want to apologize. She said, that thing has haunted us because we judged you not knowing you, and we saw the error of our ways, and we want to ask you to forgive us.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be greater than the incident.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you.
Yeah.
That you're Uncle Tom or that
or
you're this,
weak or
that you're
whatever.
Weak. No, sometimes you have to be strong enough to take the low road.
That's it.
And the thing that I have with my people, especially my younger generation, if we're still learning and we're twice your age, how do you know everything?
But were we once in their seat though? Were we once that young kid
we were once
that knew
in their
everything?
Seat, but we were still taught a reverence for our older generation that many of our youth have not been taught. They don't respect. We're not known to respect our seniors and our elders the way we should. Part of that is their fault, and part of that is our fault because we haven't given them anything to respect.
That's it. Well, I hear you. I think you have, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
But a lot of us have not given these young people something to respect.
Yeah. I hear you.
In my day, in my generation, the generation before me, mothers and daughters ain't going to club together unless it's somebody's birthday.
That part.
No, you need to know there's a difference between this and that.
Okay, look.
My father always taught me, I'm not your friend and I'm not your boy and I'm not your playmate, but I'm the best friend that you ever have. But don't ever get it twisted.
Yeah.
I'm your father before I'm your friend. I could care less. If you can't abide by the rules that are in this house, then it's your move because I'm already at home.
Look, I'm about to get into that. Let me do this real fast because it leads me to a question. Listen, you're watching I Was There on Wjzz Cool TV. Thank you for tuning in first and foremost. If you, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. If you watch us, if you see what we bring to the table and you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. This is what I wanted to ask, man. And again, I'm blessed. I'm fortunate to have Alexander Morris in the house, who sings lead for the Four Tops. I'm so thankful to have him as a friend because honestly, I probably couldn't get him in his chair if I didn't have him as a friend, y'all. So let me say that. But I think again, this is the perfect segue because I think we got to this position by just being us individually, and then that ushered in some cool moments. So, how, again, and I may be reiterating, but it seems to me that it's important to you to pass this wealth of information on to the right minds. But you've described minds that don't think how you used to think, right? Or how y'all used to think. So some things could be easily offended. They could be sensitive. They could be stubborn. How do you choose the right message for them?
For you.
Ooh. So you coming with no punches pulled, no filters. If they in your line of sight and it's time to give some
information, you don't want to know it. See, I come from that.
I'm gonna touch this. Oh, hold on now. Wow. I'm not even gonna hold this up.
You can hold it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It's been on my Facebook page, my Instagram. I don't hide who I am.
Okay. All right. So anybody who knows me I'm extremely proud of my city and my family. Extremely proud of it. But anyone who knows me knows a part of my fiery side, a part of that side that doesn't submit, comes from my family lineage. It comes from our bloodline. We are fighters. We are people that don't give up, don't quit. And if you won't smoke, you're going to have it for the rest of your life.
I'm a savage.
Right? I say that to say, the respect I gained from this man was just knowing how he presented himself to me now. And in that, I could see a man that been through a journey. But y'all, you know what I mean? This, I don't know if you know what this is, but some of us unfortunately do all too well. But this is the Michigan Department of Corrections ID, right? This means this man once was property of the state.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm showing you to say this. I respect everything he said. I respect everything you've done. But this, my sir, is the most important part of the episode.
I ain't been on paper in years, but I carry that every day.
Now tell me why.
So I never forget.
That's the most important part of the episode, y'all. I was there.
Never forget.
And you was there too.
A pastor that I know ran into me. And you kind of know when cats got a question, but they beating around the bush. So I just cut straight to the chase. Dude, don't talk me to death.
What you done
What
looked
you want
up?
to know? What's up?
What you done read? What's popping? Let's know.
I began to talk about this. And so he asked me when I finished, I let him know, I said, well, since I've been home, I said, my wife and I have paid for 17 young men to go to college.
So watch what you say.
I said, God couldn't get them to me, so he got me to them. Because even if they were free, they couldn't have got to me because my status is too big.
That's it. So I had to come to
So he allowed me to get into a situation years prior to that I didn't even know I had a case. For me to come back to Detroit and do 19 months in MDOC. But that was the blessing because it reconnected me with a world that I had long walked away from. But it helped me to understand my young people and my young men and my brothers. It helped me to become somebody that they could respect, to father them in the sense every man needs validation, but he can only be validated by somebody that he respects.
I know people who would have thrown that away because they don't want no memories of that time.
I'm not ashamed.
You seem to have
I'm not ashamed of it.
From them memories.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it because I recognize a lot of the young men that are in their inherited situations that they had no choice. You're born into some things. Every man that I know, when he's got mouths looking at him, whether it be his baby brothers, his sisters, parents that are strung out, no parents, whatever, they're going to do what they got to do.
They are.
To feed.
They are. I got to talk to my base real quick because we got about 7 minutes. So I need 2 minutes for this. And this is important. You got so much sauce, bro. Your style is like Detroit is written all over you.
Oh, yeah, please.
But when I see you, I see hip-hop, man.
I'm all of that.
So talk to me. Like,
I was signed to LL Cool J for 5 years.
Take me out, man. It did. Tell me what you got going on. But listen, I was there, so I can control this, right? I was there. This man is representing genres of music. When you see him, the culture is on him. So talk to me about that influence and why it's important for you to carry on.
Music has no end and it has no definitive line. It's whatever you feel and wherever you can allow yourself to fit. You have to be fluid like water.
That's on some Bruce Lee shit.
They might kill me for this, but
no, they not. You got protection.
Water is fluid.
Mm-hmm.
It never falls or flows the same way twice. That's music.
I'll take care of that.
I'm doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
That's music.
Wow.
The only boundaries are the boundaries that you set. If you set no boundaries, every element of music becomes who you are.
You can't help where that goes.
So whether you hip hop or whether you polka, it's all music.
Do you get negative sanctions because of that? When people see you, they see him. Oh, I guess he was the man in the pool at one point. He was the man in the pool. They go to man. He had the chain. Did you have the chain on that pool, sir?
I don't care.
If he had the chain on. Okay, I understand you care.
I don't care.
See, like oh my God.
I don't care. My thing is I am ordained and called to an assignment. Completion is my only priority. So if I gotta be hip hop to get you, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Salt and pepper, heavy D up in the limousine.
Oh
my God, I got it.
Thinking of a master plan, ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands, so I dig into my pocket, all my money spent, so I dig deeper, but still coming up with lint. You follow what I'm saying?
Wow, I hear you. It's in you, no matter what you do.
If it's gospel.
Yeah, bless.
Lord, whatever you're doing in the season, don't do it without me. No matter what it is.
I hear you, brother.
It's not easy being green.
Yeah.
Spend your life the colors of leaves. Though I think it'll be so much nicer being red, yellow, or gold, or something more beautiful like that.
You look so alive singing, man.
What I'm saying is,
you look alive, like everybody was seeing. Like he looks like you're alive right now. He looks alive when you're in the process of singing. When you're actually singing, that shit looks like a different you.
That's what I was made. This is who he made me. He made me to preach, and he made me to sing. My life is intertwined in that. No matter what I've been through in life, as long as I can preach or sing, I know I'm going to be all right. So, music, whatever boundaries that separate you in music are because you put them there. Because music flows.
And how can they get into? How can they support you? How can they follow you? What pages do they go to? Drop some information, sir.
Alexander Morris on Facebook. I am _Alexander Morris _official.
Yeah.
On IG. Alexander Morris 4 Tops on Clubhouse.
Get it. He everywhere.
On Snapchat.
That's what he's saying, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hard to find.
Is there anything people can buy, or you want anything they can
buy? My new album just dropped.
What's the album? Still let me know.
The January album just dropped, named after the matriarch and the maiden name of my mother and her sisters. Their last name was January, so I named the album after them.
That's my birthday month, so
you know
I'm hollering.
So you holler.
I'm hollering.
We got, the album is on fire. We've been charting all over the UK. We just now started charting here. You can get it on every social media. I mean, on every streaming.
Go pick it up.
From Spotify.
What's the name of the album?
January, the album.
January, go pick that album up. Listen,
Alexander
y'all.
Morris, or just type in January, the album.
Don't talk to me about this episode until you tell me number 4 on the album. Tell me number 4 on the album, then I'll hook you over to Juicy Smoothie. Okay, I got you. Listen, man, Alexander
Nephew,
Morris.
I love you. I'm proud of you. I came because it was you. I support my young people, especially my young brothers, when they're doing something positive. You leave me, you know you got me. You called me on a humbug tonight, and I'm here.
I did. And listen, y'all, I called this man just to check on him. Just to check. And I'm not saying that to get no clout. I don't need no clout from nobody. You probably ain't got a clout bank big enough to pay me with. I don't need that. Part. But what I'm saying is, don't say, I'm going to hit him up tomorrow. Because this never happens if I hit him up tomorrow. You know why? Because that man about to get back to that bag. Don't say, oh man, I got to check on moms. I'm gonna hit moms up tomorrow. I'm gonna hit such and such because tomorrow ain't promised. So this is what I want y'all to know. Not only is it not promised, but sometimes blessings come in moving, and all I had to do was rack up some free data, y'all. I got that. I got that. So this is what happened. I'll forever have this episode, and I think we forever have this friendship, man. Alexander Morris.
Nephew, I love you, man.
I was there. Look, and y'all know I didn't play no music. The reason I didn't play no music, that's this show. If you hear music, it's in me, man. I hear that every day.
Right.
I support the musician. I support the brain of the musician. And even more than that, I love his history. I love her story. So thank you, Alexander Morris. I appreciate you, brother.
Nephew,
I wish you safe passages.
I got your back.
Yes. And you coming back?
Always.
Hey, I was there, y'all. Wjzz Cool TV. Shout out to
Bell out of Gratiot.
Everywhere, y'all. Listen, we out of here. Shout out to you. Much love. It's your man VP Vito Benny. Tune in next time. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. I was there.
What up, though?
Were you? Yeah, we did that, baby. We did that, baby. We did. Listen, and look, that D is everywhere, y'all.